Hello, friend. Welcome back here to Righteous Practice. I'm Belinda DeMuth. In this video, I find it important to do a deeper dive into the U.S. Constitution, especially Article 2. In Article 6, it gives the specification that for persons who are nominated to hold positions within the House of Representatives, in the Senate, even our president, that they are not to be put to a religious test in order to run for office or even to hold those offices. But then when you go back over what the articles are detailing, especially the executive branch, that being our president, it does give some similarities to religious doctrine that they are applying to the job of being the president. So in Article 6, this is what it says. This is what Article 6 states. And I'm going to go to its final paragraph. It states the senators and representatives before mentioned, and the members of the several state legislatures, and all executive and judicial officers, both of the United States and of the several states, shall be bound by oath or affirmation to support this Constitution, but no religious test shall ever be required as a qualification to any office or public trust under the United States. Apostle John was given the charge by our God, Jesus Christ, to pen the book of Revelation. And this is what John was ordered to write in chapter 19, Jesus Christ. Now I saw heaven opened, and behold, a white horse, and he who sat on him was called Faithful and True, and in righteousness he judges and makes war. Well, Article 2 and in Section 2 here in our U.S. Constitution states the President shall be Commander in Chief of the Army and Navy of the United States and of the militia of the several states when called into the actual service of the United States. Here in Deuteronomy, God provides principles for governing kings. In Deuteronomy 17, starting in verse 14, it says, when you come to the land which the Lord your God is giving you, and possess it, and dwell in it, and say, I will set a king over me like all the nations that are around me. You shall surely set a king over you, whom the Lord your God chooses, one from among your own brethren. You shall set as king over you. You may not set a foreigner over you who is not your brother. Our U.S. Constitution, as far as the person who is qualified to run for president, also has this qualification to meet. And it says here in our Article 2, let me get that up here. Here on the U.S. Constitution website, Article 2, Section 1, it says that no person except a natural born citizen or a citizen of the United States at the time of the adoption of this Constitution shall be eligible to the office of president. Neither shall any person be eligible to that office who shall not have attained to the age of 35 years and been 14 years a resident within the United States. I find that for me to provide an educated analysis about world events, as far as finding examples of the righteousness of God getting done, I have to apply that to scripture, and I also have to have the basic understanding of the laws in my country and how the laws of my country are not going to be the same as the laws, constitutions from other countries, and that the treaties that our United States will make with other countries, other municipalities, other governments, they may not line up with scripture. And when I have, read books on George Washington and how he was adamant that there could not be a religiosity in the administering of the US Constitution, what he ends up going back to as far as how the US Constitution was going to work in everyday life, he does pull it from scripture, whether he admits it or not. You can't get an understanding of how to apply morality unless you get the words from Christ who gave us that morality.